Today, we're going to talk about flying by plane, about classes on the plane, and low-cost airlines. Most passengers travel economy class, the cheapest class on a plane. This class is available to most people. It is reasonably priced. Passengers in economy class are served only soft drinks and snacks, sandwiches or peanuts, and usually not regular meals. In the photo, you can see passengers traveling in economy class. You can see that it is very comfortable, but there is not ample leg room. So you see that the space between the seats is not too wide, so it is reasonably comfortable, but you cannot really stretch your legs when traveling economy class. People who do not travel on business but are holidaymakers find economy class very comfortable because they do not travel often or daily. However, if businessmen or businesswomen travel daily, they usually choose business class, a class above the economy class, however less luxurious than the first class. The benefits that come with business class are better seats, more leg room, and good meals. It is extremely important for people who spend lots of time on the planes and who should come to the next meeting refreshed and fit and not tired from traveling. You can see that the lady in the photo who travels business class has a full meal served in front of her. Also, you can see that she has space for her laptop and she has space for working while on the plane. If you pay attention to her seat, you see that it is very comfortable, wide, and if you compare it to economy class seats, you see that she has lots of leg room, this space between the seat and the table or the desk, working station in front of her. Lots of airports have a special business lounge for business class travelers. This is a special part of the terminal building with all the amenities business travelers may need. There are restaurants with buffet meals or also a la carte restaurants. There are places where they can work, places with desks for computers, and also there are shower rooms, even nap rooms where they can have a nap in between flights. So, a business lounge is a place provided for people who travel daily and who need some space to relax and to finish some part of their work in between two flights. The best class on the plane and the most expensive class is called first class. This is a class above business and economy class. The benefits include large reclining seats, lots of leg room, excellent meals, more privacy than usual, a lavatory reserved only for first-class passengers, and a greater choice of movies and games for clients' entertainment. More privacy in the first class means that the first class is always separated by the wall from the other classes. And then there are two options. Either all first class travelers are in the same part of the plane called first class, or they have separate cabins where they are in complete privacy and completely separated from the other passengers. Every airline has a different sort of first class, and they are advertised on their websites in detail. Here is one example of a first class seat. This lady has an excellent full meal, but also she has one cabin to herself. You see that she is separated from the rest of the plane. The design of this space is beautiful and elegant. The seat is extremely comfortable, and lots of these seats can be transferred into full beds. Here you can see the full double bed in the first class on the plane. However, as you can see in this photo, not all first class seats guarantee utmost privacy. So some passengers in first class can expect a suite, but not all first class seats are of that type. First class passengers can use an especially luxurious lounge at the airport before and after their flight. The lounge can offer private rooms where passengers can sleep, meals, spa treatments, gym, so some places where they can relax. Also, first class passengers often can count on a limousine that will take them from the first class lounge to the airplane, and it is sometimes called a tarmac service. Tarmac is actually the same as runway, a long path along which the planes drive before they take off. Here is one photo of a first class lounge where you see that the emphasis is put on the comfortable seats, space where you can rest your legs, and also you see a beautiful design of the cafe. The type of flight can influence the choice of the class because if passengers travel on a long haul flight, which is a long distance flight, they are more likely to choose business class or the first class because it will offer more comfort. However, if passengers travel on a short haul flight, it means that it is a short distance flight and it takes maybe 1 or 2 hours, then economy class will do. Also, let's remember that there are scheduled flights. These are regular flights that take place daily or once or twice a week from one destination to another. But also, there are chartered flights, flights hired for a special purpose. For example, a flight hired by a tour operator that plans to take one group to a specific destination, for example, during high season or if there is some sports event. So they chartered a plane for their group of travelers. Finally, let's see some of the famous airline companies. Airline companies compete in different ways. They compete in the level of service, but also in the number of destinations and the number of planes in their fleet. So, some of the famous regular traditional airline companies are Etihad, Lufthansa, Japan Airlines, Thai Airlines from Thailand, Finnair from Finland, Turkish Airways, Qatar Airways, Singapore Airlines, British Airways, Air France, and so on. However, more and more people today do not use traditional or regular airlines, but they use low-cost airlines where airfare can be as cheap as 10 euros, 15 euros, 20, 50 euros, which is really, really affordable. So let's see how low-cost airlines managed to reduce the price of the airline ticket, how they managed to reduce the airfare, and which methods they use so as to be so affordable to masses. So here are some of the reasons. They have minimum equipment on the aircraft, no reclining seats, no headrest covers, no window blinds, no in-flight entertainment. Also, there are no free meals. Passengers can buy snacks, sandwiches, and drinks on board, but nothing is included in the price. You have to pay even for water. There is only one passenger class, so no business class, no first class. Usually, there is unreserved seating. It means that they encourage passengers to board early and quickly, and that is how they save time. A very important method of reducing a price is that low-cost airlines chose to fly to cheaper, less congested secondary airports where landing fees are lower. Also, they fly early in the morning or late in the evening to avoid air traffic delays and to take advantage of even lower landing fees. Also, most low-cost airlines offer direct flights, so there are no transfer points at hub airport. It means that there is less chance to mislay the luggage and everything is simpler. Employees usually do more than one job. For instance, flight attendants also clean the aircraft, and this practice limits personnel costs. Another money-saving method that low-cost airlines use is the direct sales of tickets, especially over the internet. In this way, they avoid commissions paid to travel agents. Also, there is a simple fare scheme, such as charging one-way tickets half that of round trips. Some of the most famous European low-cost airlines are Ryanair, EasyJet, Air One, Wizz Air, and some examples of American low-cost companies are Southwest Airlines, WestJet, Jazz, JetBlue. In the photo, you can see one plane belonging to Ryanair, and then in this photo, you can see a plane belonging to Wizz Air. Another way of saving money for low-cost airlines is the practice of having only one type of plane in their fleet. So it makes it easier to maintain the planes and to train the personnel, to train the mechanics when there is only one type of planes. As to the safety, low-cost airlines follow the same safety procedures as traditional airlines, so it is as safe to travel by low-cost airlines as it is by traditional airlines. So in terms of safety, everything is the same. However, low-cost airlines do have newer planes on their fleet. It means that they usually buy large numbers of completely new planes that save fuel, and that is another way of actually saving money on the flights. Now it is time for you to practice talking about airport procedure. In order to do it in a good way, you will need not only knowledge about the procedure, but also some linking words that you can use to connect the sentences in your text and to make the text sound good and coherent. So when you start explaining the airport procedure, you should start with linking words indicating the beginning of an action. It all starts with, or to begin with, you come to the terminal building. Or, first of all, we have to find trolleys for our luggage. Or, the first stage is coming to the check-in desk and checking in your bags. Then you can refer to an action that has happened earlier by saying earlier or beforehand you have printed your boarding card uh, at the self-service check-in. The words that you use for that are earlier, beforehand, previously, prior to this. If some things happen in the same time, you can use the expressions while all this is going on, or at the same time as this, or simultaneously. For example, while you're checking in, the boarding pass is given to you and the luggage tag is being attached to your luggage. If you want to talk about the next stage, you use sequence linkers such as the next stage is coming to the security, or as soon as that's over, you proceed to the security check. Once the check-in is done, you can proceed to the security check. After this or after the check-in, you come to the security check. After a while, you will have to go through the metal gate detector and so on. Next, we have security check and passport control. Immediately afterwards, there will be security check and passport control, after which you will come to the departure lounge and the air side of the airports. If you want to introduce the last stage, you can use words like later on. Later on, you will be able to relax in a departure lounge. The final stage is coming to the departure lounge where you wait for your flight to board. The last stage is waiting in the departure lounge. Or finally, you come to your gate, which is the exit to the airport, and that's how your journey begins. So, thank you for your attention. Please write a short description about the airport procedure using the sequence linkers we have just talked about.